First thing I want to do with this bench is to incorporate my Triton 1/2 inch router. I'm going to make it so it folds down. So my idea is I'll build a unit on this wall that's about 10-inch deep. On the front of that, build a drop down leaf, allow the router to locate in a little niche. The router will be positioned to the front of the table. So it means that when I'm working, I can actually feed my timber across the router table out through the window. I just need to realign this window slightly. When I started building in here a couple of years ago, putting the window in was one of the first things, and even though it's plumb and square, it's not aligned properly to the inner face because the inner face came much later in the build. So it means that I can't open the windows fully. So I just need to undo the fixings on this window and bring the whole thing in to allow me to fold these windows flat back to the wall. You're in. Right, I just need something up here, Gracie. Okay, so I've now got the window in its location that it needs to be, so I can fold it back to the wall. I need to put the linings back on the outside. I'll have to extend them though. As you can see, that's the outside wonky line and this is the inside flat line. So I need to extend them. I might even need to make new ones, but insulate in here, insulate that gap in here, fill this in, and then this is just temporary just to get the window in its proper position. I need to get the linings back on the outside, extend them or maybe make some new ones. I think I've got some Douglas fir in my little store. Then restrain all this window. And I can take this in, then it's just a case of doing something here that looks nice. I think I'll use this line here, put an architrave round there and then fit it down there. I'll just have to see, that's not very straight. This one here is straight, so I could run an archi straight down there, down to the floor. This one isn't, so I'm going to have to trim that back to possibly there. And get the track saw in. I might be able to do it with a track saw. That'd be a bit dodgy, but we can have a go. A couple of inches of the floor, and I'll have to do it with a multi-tool probably. And then I can... What are you doing? What are you doing? And then it'd be nice to get that finished. I'm fed up of looking at that weird gap. Okay, so that's the outside reinstated. So really I've just shuffled the window inwards about 3 inch, which has meant I've got this new wider sill that I can now sit on. I can sit here and watch the world go by. It's not a bad view from the workshop window. I now need to turn my attention to the inside. And the first thing I'm going to do is replace this piece of wood up here. It's just holding the window in place. I was holding the window in place. I'm just trying to work out what to do with it. I think I'm going to find the widest piece of timber I've got and make it as wide as I can. So it's like a little shelf. Maybe I could keep my screws up there. And then I can look at these 2 uprights down the side, close these really horrible looking gaps off. Probably just going to leave underneath for now and work out what I'm going to do with that once I consider the heater. But if I can get the top and down the 2 sides of the window done, I'll be happy, and then we'll move on to the bench. How many 450s have I got? So what do you think to my screw shelf? Just really need to take it off and just plane it. It's not quite square, so it's not sat right, but at least they're all visible up there. I can see what I've got. Didn't actually realise I had as many 50mm screws as I have. The outside of the window is done, which is not a bad thing because we're expecting storms soon. The inside, I've put these 2 fillets up the inside, made that really sketchy vertical cut. I've just got room here for about 8, maybe 10mm architrave, so I'll put that on at some point in the future, leaving this area under here for something else, maybe the diesel heater. I've got 2 little triangulations at either side now that need stuffing with insulation. I've got some spare insulation up there, but I'll do that later, and then I can put the capping on top of these walls and then return it up the side to fill in that triangle. I'm just not going to do that at the moment because I've just got 3 pieces of my parquet floor left, and I don't want to use them for that because there might be something more exciting to use them for when we start building this unit in here. So this is as far as I'm going to go with a window. I'm going to start setting this bench out now, but I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up first. So I'm going to call this video here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the relocation of this window. Probably not as long a video this week as I usually make. And then I'm going to carry on with this bench, and that'll be for the next video. And I'll see you later. See you later, guys. Bye.